question 1. So I'm gonna try to edit this video and show you what I'm saying here in question 1, but you already have those questions, right? So question 1, it's actually question 4. It says the diagram of the graph f of something. Say question 4, f of x is equal to a over x minus p plus q. So they just gave us the general formula for a hyperbola, and then they give us the point t is 5:3 is a point on f, and then they draw that graph for us. And as you can see, we have the asymptotes drawn, and we can see where the asymptotes are. We can see that the vertical asymptote cuts at x is equal to 4 and the other one cuts at y is equal to 2. And then 4.1, they try to ask us, yo, find the values of a, p, and q. And it's like, bruh, a, p, and q, a, p, and q. P is the vertical asymptotes, right? We need to extract that thing. The vertical asymptote, you can clearly see it right here. There it is. It cuts at x is equal to 4. So the asymptote is p is equal to 4, like 3 marks this thing. And then q, q is the horizontal asymptote, which is the y asymptote. And then we can clearly see it cuts at y is equal to 2. So q is also 2. So those were 3 marks there. And then a, they want a. A is a constant. We cannot see it on the graph. We can use this formula though, because if I look at the formula, we have f of x is y, and x, we have a point which we can substitute in the place of x and y. And then we have p, we already have it, q, we already have it, so we have only one unknown, which is a. So to find a, we need to use the f of x formula and substitute this point t. So this is x is to y, right? So x is to y, our y is 3, which is f of x is equal to, and then a over x, no, actually x is 5 now, x minus p is 4, so it's x minus 4. Now when we put it on this equation, it's going to become minus 4, right? Because the negative comes with the equation, but when we extract it, p is equal to positive 4, and then plus our q, which is 2. So we can solve this thing. So putting it on the side is going to be, okay, you know what, let's do this. It's going to be 3 minus 2 is equal to a over 5 minus 4 is 1. So 1 is equal to a. So that thing is 4 marks there, I think. So they are giving us 3 marks there, like 1, 2, and then 3 for substituting, and then 4 for a. So second question says, if the graph, and it's 3 marks by the way, so which means it might be easier than the one that we just did. So they say if the graph of f is reflected across the line having y important, this is 4.2. They said if it's reflected along the line y is equal to minus x plus c. Minus x plus c sounds familiar. And then the new graph coincides. So the new graph coincides sounds also familiar with the graph of y is equal to f of x. Determine the value of c. It's over. We already know what this line is. It's over. There's nothing to discuss here. This is the axis of symmetry, the one with the negative gradient. There's 2 axes of symmetry, right? And then they're asking us about the one with the negative gradient. Very easy. It's over. There's nothing else to discuss. And then they continue and tell us, oh, the graph coincides with the graph, telling us that it is the axis of symmetry. And they ask us to find c. So how do we find c? I told you, every time you deal with the axis of symmetry, we first write these equations. So they were generous. They actually gave us the equation. So the second step from there, we need to write our point p is to q. So that point is going to be, our p is 4, our q is 2. So that's in terms of x and y. So this is the only point you're going to substitute here. So to find c, we need to substitute at this point p and q into this equation that they already gave us, that they're asking us about, right? So here from this point, y is 2, and then our x is, so it's going to be negative from here, and then x is 4, so it's going to be negative 4 plus c. So transposing this thing to this side is going to be 2 plus 4 is equal to c. Therefore 6 is equal to c. And guess what happens here? You get 1 mark, 2 for substituting, and then 3 for using this point. 3 marks. So there was a 7 mark question. So let's go to the other questions.